everyone, and welcome today to another episode of Everything Tax by Andersen in the UAE. Today we have a very, very special guest with us here, Mr. Umesh Garg from Kane American Tobacco. He's a renowned tobacco specialist with over 14 years of experience in the tobacco industry. He is known for a comprehensive understanding of excise legislation and practicing the law in the truest spirit. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Umesh.
Thank you. Thank you to be here.
Great. So Umesh sir, first let's start with a broad question. How has the industry been treating you? How has the growth and investment landscape in the tobacco industry in the UAE over the years?
Yes. See, the industries, if you will see, the industries have very dynamic and rewarding. And last few years, if you will see, the lot of growth opportunities is available. Lot of new players enter into the market with the great investment. And even existing, if you will see, the existing players also scale up their production capacity in a very large volume. So the future is very good, and the growth is marvelous.
Nothing but positive things. Fantastic. So, let's talk about excise tax. Obviously, it was introduced in 2017, so you've gone through that journey. So how has that excise tax journey been for you so far?
Yeah, the excise tax journey, it was a very good, and a lot of learning is there because
Correct.
The new tax was introduced, and it was, I'm just telling you, this is the first tax introduced in UAE to make the UAE as a tax implement country.
Right.
So in October 2017 onwards, the tax journey started, and we had got registered into the excise tax as industries because my company is established in 2002 into the cigarette industries. So we have registered ourselves, and as far as FTA is concerned, they always supportive us. All the time, from very start to till now, lot of changes has been made to make the people aware. They are always conducting lot of seminars and a lot of other means to make people aware,
right,
and to follow the excise law. So I can say the FTA role was very supportive and always help us to compliance with the tax.
That is great that your journey has been, FTA has been very accommodating, guiding, and that's amazing to hear. Now, sir, excise tax, it's a tax that has a lot of practical considerations. Basically, you need to file declarations and consider the implications on each and every transaction of the supply chain in the cigarette industry. Now, in your opinion, what are some very common mistakes that taxpayers can fall into in terms of excise tax?
The common mistake, we can say, like, we need to file the return on timely basis.
Right.
Once you miss the deadline, it will be a problem for us. And the payment. Secondly, you need to make the payment. You should make sure the payment must hit in your account. Sometime, for the technical glitch, you make the payment, but it is not hit on your account.
Right.
So it should be hit in your account. Then only the FTA will consider as you make the payment.
Right.
So we should make sure the payment must be done. And we need to keep the record. Means, in excise, each and every time, each and every transaction we need to file, or we need to, you can say nowadays, because this is online, and every transaction we need to file online. Right. Every movement of the excisable goods like tobacco from one place to another, we need to report to the FTA. That should be correct and timely. Means all production, like if I can say all production, we need to inform to the FTA, and that should be on the daily basis. And on the end of the month, we need to compile all the data, whatever we have filed, as a return, and that should be very accurate and perfect. If some mistake or something, some differences are there, then definitely the big problem is there, and FTA is very tight on all these things.
Right.
The data must be perfect, and it should be reconciled. So these are the things we need to take care. Otherwise, we will be in trouble with the FTA.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So there's many aspects to take care of in terms of compliance. Fantastic. Now, sir, I think what our viewers would love to appreciate your insights, being an expert in the cigarette industry. Can you give us a brief overview of the cigarette manufacturing process as a whole? How does it begin to how does it end, and how does excise tax play into that?
Yes, this is the cigarette manufacturing process is quite cumbersome process.
Right.
And in short, means it's a long process, but in short, I can say first we need to procure the raw material. The lot of other raw material is there, but if we say the excise and the main material is the tobacco, we the contract tobacco we need to buy. Right. There may be 3 sources. Either you can import from outside, maybe you can procure within UAE, or maybe from the other free zone. Like my company is situated in free zone, Jebel Ali free zone.
I understand.
I can procure either within Jebel Ali or maybe the other free zone. Whenever you procure the raw material, we need to file a different returns. So if you import, we need to file 201. If we procure the raw material, excisable material within free zone, then you have to file only the declaration 202A.
Right.
Or maybe from the other free zone, then the different 201 as well as 202A, 203.
Right.
So a lot of other document or returns need to be filed. Once you procure the material, then you need to keep bounded, or maybe the warehouse must be a designated warehouse. Right. Or maybe just for the information, the designated warehouse, the designated zone in excise and VAT is a different. In
Understood.
VAT, the FTA declare so many designated zone, but in excise, a particular warehouse or maybe the factory is only a designated zone. It's not a complete, like Jebel Ali free zone is not a designated zone, but as far as VAT is concerned, it is a designated zone. But excise is concerned, only my factory or maybe the warehouse is a designated zone. So once the excisable goods come in your warehouse, you have to keep in a particular place where you need to declare at the time of registration to the FTA.
Got it.
Once the excisable goods store in a particular place, then if you move from store for the manufacturing, you need to inform, or you need to file a declaration to the FTA portal.
Got it.
That goods is moving from store for the manufacturing.
Got it.
Goods issue for the production.
Yes.
In the production process, there will be in tobacco, contract tobacco, if I am talking, there will be 3 kind of outcome will come. One, the major portion will go, the contract tobacco will go into the cigarette.
Okay.
Let's say 95% it will go into the cigarette in the production. Let's say 4%, 3% production, the contract tobacco will convert into the dust. It will go into the dust, which we need to declare separately.
I see.
And some in the process, it will go into the moisture. So that is also we need to inform to the FTA separately. Understood. In a different form on the monthly basis. And after the production done, we need to do the export. Like my company is 100% export oriented unit.
Understood.
So we need to export, or I can make it from one designated zone to another designated zone after declaring in 202A form. And for after exporting, we need to declare in the custom also. The custom, excise, all the documentation must be reconciled, must be the same. And for proof that export has been done, we need to have an exit stamp on the documentation, on the excite, on the custom document. Then only the FTA will treat it as a this is a goods has been exported, and you will get the deduction, or maybe only declaration is there. There will be no tax. Excise is applicable only the goods which you have consumed within UAE. All the export or maybe the another designated zone transfer, there will be no excise.
Got it.
So this is how the production process, as well as we need to follow, or we need to compliance with the FTA for all my production and export.
Understood. That is very interesting, sir. So from exactly what you've told us, basically there's excise implication on each stage of the production process, from procurement to the production to the final sale. So everywhere in the supply chain, wherever you're doing any operation related to tobacco, excise has some implication on it. Now, it's very interesting, sir, that you brought up the topic of designated zones. And as you rightly said, designated zone is something that needs to be declared and registered as a specified area to the FTA. Now, sir, I understand that you operate out of an excise designated zone, but I think there's some notion that a designated zone is, nothing but an area where there's no tax, so you can kind of get away with things, where that is far from the truth, right? There are a lot of compliances, and especially because of that aspect where you're not paying tax, it comes with a lot of conditions. So can you briefly tell us about what kind of key aspects go into registration of a designated zone and maintenance of a designated zone outside of tax itself?
Yes. See, designated zone in excise, as I told, that it's a different from VAT.
Yeah.
And at the time of registration, or if you are taking a certificate for designated zone, you need to declare at the time of registration to the FTA where you will keep the excisable goods without paying the duty. It means, it shows that this area government is allowing you to keep the excisable goods without paying the duty. It means you are you can say a representative from the FTA sites to keep the goods. So you are agent, you are working as an agent of a government.
Right.
So the security must be very tight. There should not be an unauthorized person enter into this area where you have declared and excisable goods are lying. And the production process, during the production process also, only authorized person can be entered.
Got it.
And the camera must be there. You must take the certificate from, like in Jabal Ali, SERA is the authorized agency who give the certificate to you that okay, the proper number of cameras are installed in your designated zone.
Got it.
All the entry and exit gate must be aimed by the security person, and the camera, 24 hours CCTV camera must be installed. Your designated zone must be gated, and no authorized person can be entered. And the security must be very tight. Means the government wants, and it is our duty, warehouse keeper duty, to keep a record and for each and every gram of the tobacco.
Understood.
Like if you buy 100 kg of tobacco, and in the end you need to give the complete record to the government that where you use this 100 kg tobacco.
Understood.
Otherwise, the penalty procedure and the tax levy will be there.
Got it. That is very interesting. So a lot of compliances in terms of designated zones as well. So Umair sir, if you have to give 3 tips to our viewers who are in the tobacco industry regarding excise tax, what would they be?
See, there is a lot of tips. Means it's a difficult.
Very brief, short. The need of the hour. 3 tips in excise tax.
As earlier I said that we need to keep the record very perfectly.
Record maintenance.
Record maintenance are very important, and the security, the warehouse security, CCTV cameras must be very perfect. No unauthorized person should enter into your premises. and you can say we can compliance with custom as well as the excise also.
Understood.
Because both the department, they go hand to hand. So whatever the declaration you do into the custom, the same declaration must be reflect in your excise also.
Understood.
Yes. So if let's say as I am a 100% export oriented unit, if I do the export, the same declaration I do into the excise and the custom. If the goods transfer from DZ to DZ, like internal transfer within Jebel Ali free zone, let's say, it should be the same as I declare into the excise, the same must be into the custom also.
Understood.
So these are the things where we need to take care. Otherwise, penalty procedures are very tight and very heavy penalty used to put by the FTAs.
Right. That is very much appreciated, and those are some fantastic tips for our viewers. So, Umair sir, any final thoughts that you want to leave our viewers with?
See, the final thought, we can say, we always appreciate Andersen to help us to make a better understanding of the excise law, because their expertise in excise, and they always help us to follow the rules, regulation, and they always make sure and push us also to follow the rules very strictly. Otherwise, we will be in trouble. So I always appreciate Andersen to make us expert in this field, and we always take advice from the Andersen for us to go better and better, and by the God of grace, we follow the rules and implement by the FTA. And it is good, always it is good that we need to follow the rules, regulation, and for any country of the law.
Absolutely. And we are very, very grateful and appreciative of your kind words, and we really appreciate this relationship. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you for tuning in today. Don't forget to follow us on our social media channels. We'll be back soon with another episode, and until then, take care. Thank you.
Thank you.